Dudes, what is up? It's been a while since I did a video like this. I'm going to what is the only old school Walmart left around my area, at least within an hour from where I live. And I thought I would come and check it out because it's been a long time since I've seen a Walmart like that. And they're definitely very rare these days. But I thought I would start out with some clips from the scenery of Southwest Virginia during this time of year. It's definitely very cozy during this time of year. This was videoed on October the 10th, so it's just like when the leaves are starting to get just right and you're starting to get that cozy Halloween vibe. I originally came up here to check out a game store because I was trying to get a complete copy of Soul Reaver for Dreamcast, and that's so hard to find these days. And I figured while I was up here I would check out the old school Walmart too, and I thought it would make a cool video since you don't see that many Walmarts around these days. It's sort of a nostalgia thing, for me at least. Back in the days when Walmarts had drop ceilings and all the electronics and cool stuff was put in the center of the store. And here's the outside of the Walmart. As you can see, it's definitely extremely retro and much, much smaller than the typical Walmart that you see. I used to have a Walmart like this near where I live, but it was torn down around, I guess, like the late 90s, early 2000s. And I think that one was maybe slightly bigger than this one, but it was just basically the same type of Walmart. But you definitely won't see many of these Walmarts at all these days. Okay, so now I'm going into the entrance, and I want to go ahead and beforehand apologize for the shakiness, because all I have to film, I don't have a hidden camera or anything like that like Dan Bell has. So, and I'm filming with a S9, so it should look pretty good anyways, but I hold my phone like by my waist, and I try to hold it in a way that it looks like I'm just casually holding it, and and to make it look like I'm not filming as much as possible. So there will be some shakiness. And also, I noticed like when reviewing the video that like I'll pan over to get a look at something, and I'll pan over like too fast, and it'll make the video look shaky. Plus, also, not many managers really like having people film in the store. It's usually a thing with the malls. Like, I guess, people don't like filming inside of them because they are supposing they're doing something malicious. And plus, like with most people, if they know that you're filming inside the store, the usual assumption is that you're being a creep or whatever. Which, that's understandable. So now just going by the electronics area. I remember when I was a kid, when I still had the old school Walmart in my area. I remember, of course, back then, this was before eBay and all that stuff. You had a much bigger emphasis on video games. There's a ton of PC games back then, and you would never see that ever again because all PC games are all bought over the internet now. But I remember there was, like, in the center, where you had the electronics, there was a huge wraparound wall of 2 aisles that went around it that completely filled with computer games. I kind of wanted to check out the lawn and garden area, but it's just such a nothing area that it would look weird for me just to walk out there. I mean, why else would I go out there other than to film? It would make it too obvious. Got a really small little pets department crammed in here. And now, of course, we got the standard Christmas stuff that they got to put up before, Halloween. I never could stand that. How do you always have Christmas stuff out before Halloween? But, I guess people will buy it. It's all based around what they know people will buy, so. I'm sure it's nothing against October. It's all a marketing thing. But it always drove me crazy. And of course, it being October the 10th, we gotta check out the Halloween stuff. I'm gonna put extra emphasis on the Halloween stuff, just because I love Halloween. It's always the October season is always the most coziest season of the year, in my opinion. But that's just me. I've always been a Halloween guy because just the air, the trees, and everything. It just, everything's just cozier during that time of year. October is the best time of year, in my opinion. Excuse me. And there's all the generic makeup and Halloween outfits that every Walmart, of course, has to have. And the Halloween candy, of course. This isn't quite when I'm trying to, try not to be quiet too much to this thing, give commentary, but this isn't quite like the Walmart that I remembered when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure that the one that I had in my area was at least a little bit bigger. And of course, you'll see here soon that the electronics area is pretty sad. But of course, again, like I said before, back in the days of these Walmarts, this was way before eBay really took over the electronics and video game stuff. And then we're going into the electronics area. Notice how it's not up against the wall like you see in all Walmarts now. It's still centered in the middle of the store. The super Walmarts used to be like that too, but after they started to really take over the smaller Walmarts, they reset the store and made it to where all the clothing is in the middle and the electronics was in the back. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that eBay was starting to really take over the video game and electronic stuff, and not as many people were buying electronics from the stores anymore. So there was going to be less emphasis on it. I spent more time here than I probably should have, but I wanted to get a good look, because this is where all the nostalgia was for me. Because I remember back in the day, back when they would always have the games set up. They would always have the games set up to demos and stuff. And of course, that's where we would flock to as soon as we walked into the store. But growing up, like when I was a little kid, I didn't have a modern gaming console until I got a hold of a Dreamcast for Christmas. But up until maybe third grade, the most I had was a Super Nintendo. So to go in there and play all those modern, like the PlayStation to Xbox gaming systems was a really big deal. But I really liked my Dreamcast a lot, but it farted out because we used nothing but burned games. And from what I understand, that really wears down the readers on those. It was my cousin Chad. I had older cousin Chad who, he was the one that always had the latest game console and the latest games. And so we would go to his house, and it would be just awesome for us because all we had was like a Super Nintendo at the most, an old school Nintendo and a Super Nintendo, and he had like he had the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation 1, and the Dreamcast all at once. Back in those days was back when Kmart was actually still a really cool place too. And again, this is like late 90s, early 2000s. And I remember during this time, going into both the old school Walmart and Kmart, and this was back when the first Star Wars prequel came out. So there was Darth Maul everywhere. You had Darth Maul, you know, toys. Darth Maul was on like every soda, every every 2 liter, every chip bag. Like everything was Darth Maul during this time. There's Darth Maul posters all over the place, and it was pretty awesome. As bad as that movie was, Darth Maul is the only reason why that movie mattered at all, and they knew it, and that's how they marketed it. But yeah, I figured I would do a quick circle on the outside. I did the first circles more on the inside of the action alley. Now I'm doing it more on the outside, up against the wall. Circle around twice. Also, I guess this would be a good time to talk about my channel. I guess like if you're, you know, probably been to my channel, I make a lot of vaporwave videos, which isn't really as much of a popular thing anymore. But the theme, it's Sarah Wave. It's vaporwave based around Sarah Jessica Parker, which I always thought was a good theme for it. It's just, and it was just something that stuck. I like the Simpson Wave stuff, but I didn't want to be someone who's, you know, just making another Simpson Wave video and making my channel off of that. I only ever made one Simpson Wave video, and that was the Simpson Wave is Dead. And now it's all Steven Universe stuff all of a sudden. And that's what and that's I can't stand it. It's like nothing original gets popular with this stuff. But I make it because I enjoy making it. I like the creations I make, and that's why I make it. I don't care if it's popular or not. Also, a very common theme, like I like Halloween stuff too. It's not always like Sarah Jessica Parker. I also have a political channel called Pro Truth Anti Media, where I post like political stuff. It's a little bit more popular than this, and I post there more often. Which with these videos, I like to use like a lot of like stop motion stuff, and I'll use the burst camera on my phone to capture stop motion images, and then I'll put the images through filters and stuff like that to make it look cool. I like the videos. I mean, I pride myself for originality because with a lot of the vaporwave videos, everybody just sort of does the same thing over and over again with what's, you know, already like popular with it. And I like my videos more because I guess it's you know it's my specific thing. You know, my concept, Sarah Wave, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Halloween. You know, Hocus Pocus stuff. Like it's something that I can specific and with the stop motion style and the filters with the frames, it's something that I could say is like specifically my thing. So at least I can say that about it. The most difficult thing about this was trying to like maneuver around people because I didn't want it to like brush up against people while I'm trying to get a video and stuff like that. So right there, like I wanted to go down the way where she was blocking, and watch what she does when I come around here and try to go around the other way. Watch real close. See that? I was about to put her in a headlock. I had to constrain myself from drop kicking her in the face for that one. I hate customers. I used to work at a Walmart, and the customers are so like self-indulged. They don't pay. They literally do not notice anybody that's around them, and it's insane. Oh, don't mind me, ma'am. I'm not filming anything. there's me exiting the store. And that's the end of the video. Here's this final shot of me leaving the store, going out of the parking lot. So I just wanted to get a good shot of what the parking lot looks like and everything. It's a really cozy store. I really enjoyed doing this. But Norton and Big Stone Gap in general are like a really like small town cozy place. So I really enjoyed like coming up here. I came up here like originally to try to get a copy of Soul Reaver. I was trying to collect some really like rare Dreamcast games without like having to pay like $50 for them over the internet. The store I went to sells them for pretty cheap. And I figured, you know, while I was here, I would come by and check this place out because it's a cozy Walmart in a cozy town, and I like cozy stores. And thanks for watching. That's all.